After a full year of trading with VWAP, I've finally been able to make and develop my own trading system that's easy and super simple to use. I'm only using two things. I'm using key levels that I mark off on the hourly chart, but you can also use the daily chart. And I'm also using VWAPs. This strategy is very simple and it's very straight to the point. And it's allowed me to pass various combines when previously, I couldn't pass a combine for the life of me. Now I have 6 funded accounts and I'm working to get my first payout. So make sure you pay close attention, take a little bit of notes, because maybe, my system could help you improve your own system and help you improve the way you see the market. But before we jump into the charts, if you guys want a nice, affordable, instant funded, or even one-step evaluation account, I strongly recommend getting an account with Top 1 Futures, as they are having a 40% off sale if you use code Manny in checkout. All right, so just get started on my trading system that I've been able to build using VWAP and levels. We're gonna start off on the hourly chart. We wanna mark off some key levels and just understand where buyers and sellers are pretty much stepping in. And what we wanna do here on the hourly chart is basically just mark off buying zones, selling zones, and then significant higher highs or higher lows, whatever's kind of going with the current trend that we're in. So let's just go ahead and erase all the drawings. And then we can just start off by looking at, let's say, just zoom out, just trying to find some levels that we can use. And just off rip, let's just mark off significant highs and lows, right? So we have obviously our low down here. So we're going to mark that off. We have another low that we can mark off as a level right here. And then we have another low to where we can mark off around here. And then we can also mark off this low down here to where we do see like a lot of buying down there. And then if we kind of look just like even more back, we can see that we have a significant lower low here, right? And we want to pick the things that stand out to us. All right, so what else stands out to us? I think this stands out pretty nicely because we have a lot of trading here. So we have this lower low, but also kind of lines up with this lower high right here. So that's also a nice level that we can mark off. And then we also cannot forget about the highest point of price action, which is up here at 61.62. And then if we just kind of go further back, we can also mark off this because this is a significant level, right? And if you don't like how many candles are on the hourly, we could always just go to the 4-hour or even the daily to find these like higher highs and higher lows. It may be a little easier doing it on these time frames. Again, we have this level right here, right? Like we're marking off the significant levels, not the mini ones, not like little ones like this. We want to mark off like some like major ones that like really stick out to us. So I kind of feel like this one also sticks out to me a little bit as well. And this is just like an area of interest, right? So we can just go back on the hourly, right? And now once we have kind of like these like levels marked off, what we can also do is just figure out, okay, recently, what has price action kind of been doing? Well, I can see that right now, this higher low has significance to it because if we look, price has respected it 1, 2, 3, and 4 times, right? So as we're trading throughout this week, we can clearly see that buying within this zone is just going to allow us to take really nice winning trades. And we have results that are telling us that buyers previously stepped in this area, right? And you can also do the same thing for shorts as well. You can like mark off this higher low, or sorry, this higher high. And you can say, okay, well, I'm not taking any longs going into this, right? So you may be careful of like if a long setup presents like here or here, not to take that long because this is an area to where sellers like to step in. If we're going to take a long, we need for price to break out, retest the level, and then hold it. But obviously we don't. We break out and then we fall right back down, right? And then now we're opening gapped up. It's Sunday, so we're opening gapped up because of some tariff news. Hopefully the U.S. made a deal with China. And so now we're seeing that price, we broke out of this level right here. And so I'm expecting for price to come back down and retest this level. But again, I need for price to, when it does want to retest this level, to hold this level and then shoot higher from here. If it does not hold this level and we in fact move lower, well then guess what? That tells us that, okay, buyers are not ready to step in right here, and that sellers are just, kind of like too strong right now. But just based off of the good news and everything, I'm looking at this level as a level of interest, and I want to see buyers step in around here. Now, where can we fit in VWAP into this? Well, now let's go to the lower time frame to figure out how we can actually use VWAP. But that's basically how I mark off my levels. It's very simple, very easy. It's very discretionary too. I mean, these levels could just be totally disrespected. And as we can see, I mean, they're not perfectly respected as well. You know, you may get some pins, you may get some body closures, right? I know like this week right here, I had a level marked off because I said, okay, we have a lot of like buyers stepping in. So I marked off this higher high right here, and I marked off this zone. And then we saw, you know, okay, we have sellers stepping in here, but we broke out, retested it, held the level. This was a good buying opportunity. And then you see price, again, a nice buying opportunity. And then we closed below it. A lot of people may be like, oh, wow, this level's failing. But I mean, you can't think such short term. It's all about reactions, right? If we look at this on the lower time frame, if we look at this specific area right here, let me just like mark that off. Let's see on the 5 minute, right? And if we look at that on the 5 minute right here, we would need to wait until buyers are actually stepping in. So if you were to kind of get in long here, yeah, you might take a loss, and that's totally fine. But I mean, it's valid to get right back in as soon as we see buyers stepping in here. As soon as you see the buyers stepping in and we're kind of pushing higher, then you could easily just get back in and then take it to the moon, vice versa, whatever. But let's see how we can mix VWAP into this now that we have a good understanding of how we're basically using these levels. So I want to go to let's go to the 15-minute chart on the lower, this is to be like kind of like our lower time frame. And we're going to have a few VWAPs on our chart. We want to have a start of week VWAP. So since today, right now, the time of this recording, we're recording on Sunday, 9:02 p.m. We're basically going to put a start of week VWAP, right? But let's say because you know it's kind of tough. Let's go to last week, right? Let's go to last Sunday. Okay, so last Sunday is over here. Okay, so what am I saying? Yeah, right here. So what we do is we'd anchor. This is the start of week VWAP, and I like to have that as like hot pink. And then this is basically going to tell me, okay, right now, who's kind of in control, right? Whenever we're under the start of week VWAP, it may be easier to look for some shorts, right? And if we're above it, it may be easier to look for longs. But it's kind of tough because, again, this entire week, I mean, we're kind of just like ranging. And if we look in the hourly chart, again, it's pretty sideways price action, which is why we need to mark off these supply and resistance zones, right? We have support down here, and then we have resistance up here, right? So you can sell off resistance and buy off support. It's really important to have levels and VWAP, because if you're only looking at one, you may be missing some certain information that you kind of crucially need. Now, the second VWAP that we're going to be adding is the start of the future session VWAP, which is I like to call the daily VWAP, and that's the dotted VWAP that you guys see here. I use this indicator right here that is called Lux Algo -ASFX A2 VWAP, and these are basically my settings for it. And so basically what I like to use this VWAP for is, it's honestly like my bias for the day. I really like to take longs above the daily, or if we're really far below the daily, like if we're like far away from the daily, I like to take longs to the daily as long as we're at a support zone. If we have no level, like right now, we have no level right here. Like you can, if you want to justify going long here, then you can mark this this higher low, and we can see that, okay, buyers stepped in here. So then you could easily take a long as soon as we kind of get in this. And if we look at the lower time frame, we can see in more detail, okay, this is kind of cool. So maybe we can kind of get along here once we see buyers really step in, stop down there, and just kind of go for like 1R, and you get that, right? But ideally, you really want to be careful, because sellers could easily just reject this daily VWAP and it could come right back down, right? So you kind of want to trade level to level. You want to trade from this support zone to this key level, the daily VWAP, right? And if you're confident, I mean, you could hold it for that full 1R. But again, we need to be reactionary. We can't try to predict price. Oh no, we need price to go to our 1R, because that's also going to just make you take a lot of L's, because you're not reacting to price. You're trying to force price to do what you want it to do. But going back to what I was saying earlier, this is the second VWAP we want on our chart. And the other VWAP that we also want on our chart is the previous day's New York anchored VWAP, which is going to be anchored to the previous day's New York open. And we like to label this VWAP as yellow. A lot of times you guys are going to see this is the yellow VWAP. And this just mixes in a VWAP with the previous day's New York price action. And then at the start of the New York session, let's say, I mean, today's Friday. Let's just say it's today's Friday. So we would anchor a blue VWAP to indicate that it's the start of today's session. So basically, you're just going to have the week today VWAP, the New York VWAP, previous New York VWAP, and then the daily anchored VWAP. And those are all the VWAPs that I use. I don't really use anything else. Maybe if there's like a huge impact news to where like we had like on Wednesday, April 9th, to where you had that huge tariff candle, I'd anchor an orange news view out there. But at the same time, I mean, it becomes irrelevant as time goes on. So it's not something that you always want to have on your charts. But this is basically how I trade with VWAP and levels. I mean, I'm only using 4 VWAPs. It may seem like a lot, but it really isn't. And a lot of times I'm really only taking trades off of the daily and New York VWAP for the most part. Occasionally, like for example, on Friday, it was a really good day to kind of trade off the week today. Because if we look at Friday, I had this level marked off. I mean, I erased all the levels on my chart, so I kind of have to like redo these levels. But this is a level I have marked off because I marked this off as a nice higher low. And the reason why I liked this higher low, if we're looking at the hourly right now, is because we found support. Buyers stepped in right here with strength. I mean, just look at that strong 1 hour candle that we had. And they stepped in right at the start of week VWAP from last week. And I wanted to mark this off because I'm like, hey, this is an area of interest. I want to see if maybe as time goes on, this is a spot that buyers commonly step in. And they kind of do. Even though Friday last week was a really crappy price action day, if you're buying down here off this support and the week to date VWAP, you can easily find some nice, kind of like rangy trades, buying low and then selling high. You're trading from level to level. At this point in time, like this was the current day's New York, so we changed that blue. And then we're just trading from the start of week VWAP to the New York VWAP. And it's pretty that simple. And then we have extra confluence supporting our decision to get in long because we have the support level down here that tells us, okay, this is a level to where buyers previously stepped in, so we can expect for them to step in again. Is it always going to happen 100% like that? No, which is why we need to be discretionary traders and reactive traders. We don't want to predict the market, be like, oh, I think the price is going to go up here, and then we're just going to be stubborn to that idea. We want to react. Okay, let me observe. I see price coming down to test the start of week VWAP. We have the support level down here. Okay, I kind of like the reaction. I see some buyers stepping in. Boom, let me go ahead and get in. Okay, I see some resistance. I see sellers stepping into New York. Let me go ahead and get out. We're reacting. We're not saying, oh, I need price to go up here or I need price to go up to this resistance zone. And I'm gonna hold on to the trade until it does. Like that's not smart trading for me. That doesn't fit my system. That doesn't fit my trading style. It may work for some people, but I like to win a lot. So that's why I like to react to price and just kind of trade my system. But this is basically my system in a nutshell, just using levels and VWAPs. I used to use the 21 EMA and I used to use like all these other stuff. I tried them out. But honestly, like this is the most simple form of having a clear system that allows me to just make clear decisions without overthinking or overcomplicating things. For example, if I marked up 2 trades in the pre-market today and I was looking, let's say if we look at a 2-minute, because I take my executions on the 2-minute, and I'm basically looking at, okay, we have this higher low right here, this support level that buyers, I expect buyers to step in. We have this was a higher high, and then now we broke out, retesting it. We find buyers supporting it, and as soon as we kind of get it push higher, I'm then getting in long here, like I mentioned earlier, stops right here, and then again, we just kind of want to be reactionary. You can cover some positions here because I'm not gonna lie, this 2-minute red candle right here kind of scares me. So you can like take out some profit here as price is starting to go down, lock stop at break even, and just let your runner run. And then as soon as you kind of get that 1R, just take it out. Yeah, you don't get the full 1R, but at the same time you get 0.8R and you're gonna win a lot more. So it's not gonna hurt you as much compared to if you have like a 30% win rate, then like, yeah, dude, you need to go for more profit, right? But again, if you have like a 60% win rate, 65% win rate, even a 70% win rate, I mean, dude, like you're chilling. Just be reactionary to price, and then you're good to go. That's honestly what I've learned, and this is what's allowed me to kind of pass my combines effortlessly. Now I'm at the point to where, okay, I kind of need to get my first payout. I have 6 funded accounts in the back end. I have 6 tries, so it's time to get some paid. I'm trying to get some money, so let's do that. But go ahead, try this strategy out for yourself, and let me know how it works for you down below in the comments. Don't forget, if you guys want to utilize my nice discount with Top 1 Futures and get some nice affordable instant funded or elite one-day challenge accounts, make sure to use code MANY at checkout, and you can also find the link down below in my description. But I would love to hear from you guys, what you guys think about my system, if you guys feel like I could make any improvements anywhere, or just your general opinions. If you guys want to catch me streaming live, I stream every day, Monday through Friday, from 9:15 to 11 or whenever I kind of just want to get off. But I'll see you guys in future videos, and I'll see you on my stream. But take care, everybody.